Heyo! Welcome back, everybody. This is Eon Chiquino with some StarCraft 2 commentary for you. We're going to go ahead and take a look at a game from Aces ROG. It's the most recent one. We're going to be on Whirlwind's Ladder Edition, and let me go ahead and introduce our two players. The bottom right side of the map, it is going to be our blue Terran player from Clan Maus. It is Lucifron. And on the other side of the map, the former DreamHack winner from Clan My Insanity, it is going to be Stardust. So PvT on Whirlwind. Let's see what's going to go down here. What will both these players go with? The builds are happening. So while the builds are commencing, side note, I got a new mouse. I'm pretty happy with it. I got a Zowie FK, and I like it. I like it a lot. You might be able to hear me click it a little bit more than normally. It's a little bit louder of a click, but I mean, everything about this mouse, I love it so good. So if you're looking for a new StarCraft 2 mouse, I would definitely recommend this mouse. Still getting used to the sensitivity, you know, whenever you change mice up, change mice up, you have to get used to the sensitivity change, but definitely, I like it a lot. Like it's a lot. My old one was the double click wasn't working out as well. It was sometimes like I would click once and it would click twice. I couldn't drag stuff, and it just wasn't working out for me. But this one I'm pretty happy with. No drivers needed, just plug it in, set it, forget it. That's what George Foreman does, and it works great. So Cybernetic Core popping up for Stardust, still on one gas. We'll probably see a Nexus coming up for him. Likewise for Lucifron, we're going to have a command center coming up here as well. It's going to be a 1 barracks expand. It's really hard to go with a CC first versus Protoss. You know, versus Zerg, it's, you know, almost the de facto go-to on this map, I would say, on Whirlwind. You know, the largest map in the pool. I would pretty much say, you know, go CC first almost every single time. Especially, I would go high ground, low ground, not so much. But versus Protoss, if you come against a Protoss player who just really wants to be a pain in the ass, they go for a fast sell it, chrono boost it out, and they get lucky, scout you first, send a zealot over, and you're building a command center on the high ground, and you haven't even started your barracks. You're gonna have a bad time. It's not gonna be good. So at this point, both players, no one has found out each other yet. Looks like Lucifron's going to see this probe. Nope, the probe's going to take a shortcut going way up there. He's not going to be scouted out. Interesting scouting path here for Stardust. It seemed like, you know, that is not the natural path that he took here. At least I don't think it is. This guy didn't take that path. I wonder. Yeah, I don't think that's the natural path, so he must have controlled that himself. Worked out in his favor. You know, Lucifron he actually gets in here with the SCV, which is, you know, bound to happen. There is a mothership core here, but this mothership core can't kill SCV by the time he just walks right past it. Next up on the list of things to do for Stardust is make robotic space. Robotics Bay coming out, gonna make some observers and stuff like that. This will be a nice macro game, I would assume. Both players macroing up quite well, but the tech is coming. Both players, actually, one of the players has started to get into the tech a little bit sooner. Stardust, like I said, already with the Robo, double gas up, but his Terran opponent over here has been a little bit more heavy, a little bit more army intensive. Already has Stim coming out, making a bunch of Marines, and has some defense up, you know. You know, going this many Marines, this build is what I like to call, like, this is, I think, the build Lucifron is doing right now is, like, one of the best, solid, good versus almost everything builds you can do as a Terran player. You know, you get the Marines out because they can obviously deal with Stalkers quite well in bunkers, as long as they're in bunkers, and they do very good versus Void Rays and Oracles. So if you have just enough Marines out to deal with that, you can deal with that no problem. Then of course after that you can kind of dump in your extra reactors, throw up your factory, get your Medivacs out, and then you're ready to go. You can start doing some drops. But as far as expands go, off of 1 barracks, I think this is a really, really good build for Terran players out there. If you're looking for something to do, you're having problems versus Protoss, I think this is just a swell build to do. Now the Protoss player already popping up, getting that +1 armor, observer heading out on this map. That +1 armor kind of leads me to believe he's going to throw in some charge alts here. Usually, Charge Lot Archon, I'm kind of guessing here, coming out of Stardust. You know, normally whenever they go for Colossus type of ball like that, it's more along the attack upgrade first. Maybe Blink Stalkers, of course, get the attack upgrade, but no, I'm really expecting there to be Charge Lot Archon coming out of Stardust here. We'll see what he's going to do, though. He's already thrown up some Photon Cannons, worried about that Widow Mine drop. The Observer is over the base, sees everything, sees the engineering bay, and that, of course, is going to get taken out, but not before Stardust had the opportunity to see completely everything that Lucifron was going for. So he's got to be pretty happy with that. Observer's life sacrificed very well. Stem just about done here for Lucifron. Of course, we're going to see the starport swapped over to the reactor to double produce those medevacs, and Lucifron just kind of chilling out. And we got Colossus coming out in Twilight Council. So he'll probably, and also a Warp Prism. Okay, he's getting a lot of stuff here. +1 armor, still on 1 forge. So if he gets this Twilight Council, that's going to, you know, allow him to do a couple things. It's going to allow him to get +2 armor upgrades and get charge speed, Zealot charge upgrade. A couple more gateways going to go down. He's going to need those. He's going to have some type of unit production, of course, to get in this game, you know. He had that Robo, but that Robo can't produce that many Colossus that quick. So Colossus are coming out, but I don't expect him to get too many Colossus. Maybe like 2 or 3, just to force the Terran player to get some Vikings out of the field. But there are a lot of Marines moving out across the map, and they have Stim, and +1 is just about done. This is a really cool timing here by Lucifron. And are the medevacs following this up? Where are the medevacs? Are there any medevacs out in the map right now? Okay, 2 medevacs rallied right across the map, stimming right in there, sees nothing is anywhere to be seen, and okay, interesting. Now he's going to go back, scans again, and now he's committing for it. The stim wore off, and now he uses again. I'm kind of wondering about the choices here for Lucifron. Just stim in, then run out, and then wait, and then stim in again. Seems like a lot of wasted energy there, but nevertheless, he's dealing some damage here. The Colossus show up, and of course, Lucifron is going to be forced to fall back. I like the first stim. I thought this first stim was fine. He scans, he sees nothing's there. I wouldn't have minded him to just run in there, stemmed, killed a bunch of probes, and then ran out. I thought that would have accomplished quite a bit, killed a lot of workers, and then he could have ran out, or at least use those medevacs to pick up the guys over there at the mineral line. But he stims, runs in, and then second guesses himself, falls back, and then stims and charges in again. I definitely don't like the second stim he did there, so I think overall that worked out pretty good for Stardust. I mean, as far as units lost, he lost 1 worker, but that could have been from earlier. He lost 1 Zealot and 1 Mothership Core and 1 Sentry, so yeah, not too much. Considering all the damage he dealt to those Marines, the Marines he killed. He did force a couple of force fields. I mean, those force fields, you'd pay the price of those force fields all day long to get those Marine kills that he got with. But looks like we had a little Zealot drop over here while I was blabbering on. Zealot's getting a couple kills. Let's see how many workers those guys actually kill. Okay, 4 workers killed, not bad there. Doing a little bit of harass. Turning the pressure around here for Lucifron. The Warp Prism is on the top right side of the map. He's going to warp in a couple more Zealots. Go for it again. Mostly the Marines here being produced. 1 Marauder also being produced. A couple more, 2 more Barracks being produced here as well. He's going to add on Double Tech Lab. He's got 2 upgrades, or at least the possibility of getting 2 upgrades going here. He doesn't have enough money yet to start this next upgrade, the 2-2. He's got the Armory done, so he has that. 3rd base going down for Lucifron. The Warp Prism is back in action. And has he seen that 3rd base? No, he hasn't seen it yet, but he has an observer right there. He was probably planning this observer to be a little bit closer to spot that, but unfortunately it's not in range. But you know, after seeing all these SCVs move by, he's got to know it's there. So the Zealots are sent in again, and the Warp Prism is going to move over here to warp in there. So this is a double harass coming out from Stardust, and the units in the middle of the map are going to get into a fight here, it looks like. So some attack going on here, but in the middle we have another big engagement. But no, look at that, Lucifron completely ducking out of there. Not a fan of getting into that engagement. 1 Zealot doing a little bit of damage here, but most of the fight's going on down here on the right side of the map. And of course we have a drop also going in here, but that gets shut down pretty well. It looks like Stardust comes out ahead there. The Zealot's still managing to chomp through everything. A couple kills on each of them. 3 kills on this guy. They have the 2 armor upgrades, so that's going to allow them to stay alive a lot longer. But look at this. Just a couple medevacs dropping a couple of units over here. But the charge lots and the Colossus just shred that. And at this point, Stardust is winning on every single front. He managed, did he just manage to make that? Yeah, he made this base float away. He lost probably a lot of workers. Yeah, so he killed another 6 there. He did some damage in the middle of the map with his forces. Now he's got 2 armor upgrade charge lots, a lot of blink stalkers, 3 Colossus versus Lucifron's army. Stardust has the supply advantage. Guardian Shield is up, and now it's, of course, this is the point where Stardust can apply pressure, but he doesn't have to commit to this attack. He's got 3 bases, and Lucifron is only on 1, so he does not have to commit to this attack. But considering his advantage at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if he just continues to push on here. He's got so many blink stalkers. The Vikings really can't do that much damage with that many blink stalkers. He does manage to take down 1 Colossus, but it's not going to be enough. More stalkers being worked in here. The charge lots come in from the bottom, and now Lucifron is forced to fall back. He's going to lose yet another base, and this is just looking better and better for Stardust. Lucifron is up to his main, trapped in your own base versus Colossus and Blink Stalker, forced to lift up his natural. That thing may actually die before it goes back to the home. Oh, no, goes down. That thing falls. And now Blink Stalker's going up to the top, and there's the GG from Lucifron, and Stardust takes that game very well. It seemed like Lucifron was a little shaky there at the beginning, and Stardust capitalized on that by going for multiple drops of the Warp Prism, and just basically harassing all over the place while pushing through the middle of the map. On top of that, defending that drop in his main. Stardust seemed like he won every single battle in this entire game on multiple fronts at the exact same time. You know, putting pressure on your opponent who you think is a little bit off kilter anyway can really just make them go way tilt, and that seems to be what happened here for Lucifron, and Stardust played really well. Really good Protoss build here. So really cool game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave any comments or criticisms, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.